Sausage.
Hello, 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 and welcome to Attack the Backlog, the podcast where I, Mark Krishnaz, tries to make a dent in their backlog one game at a time. This episode is all about Road Redemption, a game where you ride on a bike down a road and you redeem yourself by beating the shit out of fellow racers over the course of one long road trip in the hopes of reaching the end and doing I don't know what because I haven't beaten the game yet, but I put over 6 hours into it, which is about 5 hours more than I was expecting, and I felt very compelled to make this here episode. So after I completed Jedi Survivor and was looking for something a little bit more lighthearted, a casual game to just have as a breather in between the next big game I decided to play, I perused my library of games and my short list of Attack the Backlog games, which this was on, I guess, because it piqued my interest then. And I saw it and I thought, I like Road Rash. What the fuck is this game? It's probably bad. Look at it. Look at that key art. That key art looks like it's probably some budget ass game. And these screenshots aren't filling me with a lot of excitement or hope, but maybe it'll be good. And by golly, it's a good, dumb, fun time. It looks like a 360 game and not a pretty 360 game. It looks like a budget ass 360 game. So it's not a looker by any stretch of the imagination. And it has a very generic rock soundtrack, which suits the game. It would have been nice if it had more of a licensed soundtrack akin to those PS2 days. I think of stuff like Aggressive Inline, put in some Sum 41 in there and stuff like that. I don't know what that version of music is today, and maybe if they went back and just did those soundtracks, maybe Sum 41 is cheap to get their music into your game now. I don't know. But it works. It's decent music, all instrumental. And then the game itself is very Road Rash-esque. It's very simple. You partake in races of a handful of kinds, whether they be an actual race where you're trying to get into the top 3, lest you, and if you fail any of these missions, as I was just about to get to, you will receive a 25% permanent health or max health loss. Because the way the game is structured is like a roguelite, in that you are following a path across 3 different sections with your ultimate goal of reaching the end boss, whatever that may be. It doesn't have any branching paths, so there aren't choices to be made, but each area is randomly generated. So the types of races you're doing, whether it be a regular race where you have to get in the top 3, a time trial where you have to reach the end before the time is up, or a survival race, which is basically time trial, but I guess the enemies will be more aggressive, or one where you have to take out a specified number of combatants, fellow racers, before reaching the end, and you can only take out very specific racers. You can take out other ones as well, but only specific ones will count towards your goal. And that's all you're doing race-wise. And then you're just following this path with a boss at the end of each area until you get to the next section. And then when you eventually die and fail your run, you will be able to spend the XP you earned on permanent upgrades for following runs. There's a big skill tree, and any XP you don't spend there is gone forever, and you have to wait until your next run to earn some more XP to get some more permanent upgrades. And during your run, each run, you will be collecting money, which you use to get temporary upgrades for that specific run, whether it be an increased XP gain, cash gain, your attack damage, get some health back if you've lost it between races, so on and so forth. Upgrade your weapons. And you have a handful of weapons over the course of any run. You start off with a basic melee weapon and a basic sword, and then you can eventually pick up guns, which feel like shit because it's free aiming in a racer, so don't expect those to be that useful except against vehicles since they're such big targets. But you have guns in the form of an Uzi, pistol, shotgun, a harpoon gun for some reason, which I fucking hate. And then I think I saw one other one as well. And then you can also pick up explosives in the form of C4, which you can attach to other riders and vehicles, and pipe bombs that you light. And the fuse will go off. You'll see maybe about 3 seconds before it explodes, and then you can drop it at any time behind you, or suicide bomb yourself, is what I wanted to say there, which is a surprisingly effective strategy, suicide bombing, because for whatever reason, when I did that, especially against bosses, I lost barely any health, and in some instances, I gained health from suicide bombing. So I don't know what that is all about. But then in the gameplay factor, the gameplay is super simple Road Rash type racing where you're on a bike, of course, and you can attack to the left or right with your weapon. You can kick to the left or right to push other riders away. You can block incoming attacks, which you have to use against certain enemies who have a better defense and will block all of your attacks, because blocking an enemy's attack will stun them temporarily, very temporarily, opening them up to an attack. And then you can also grab enemies and do a little animation attack on them, which I don't know the point of that. I don't know what you're getting out of that. It feels very reckless and dangerous to attack enemies that way. But that's pretty much it. You also get boost, which you only get through attacking and, well, specifically taking out other riders. And boost becomes really important to get into the front of the pack. So in a race where you're trying to get a good placement, you can't really reach the top of it unless you take out all the other riders behind you, unless you have boost. So boost is important. There's some shortcuts, pickups when you're doing races, and that's pretty much it. One of the really cool things that I wish there was more of is funky, silly things that become variables during races. The only one that I noticed was every now and again, it would just rain cars. I don't know why it would rain cars. I didn't care that it would rain cars because it was funny. And it was even funnier because when it rained cars, they would fall on their side, on their back, however. But they would eventually always get back on the regular side and then start driving around. So they weren't just empty cars falling from the sky. No, there was someone in there, or they're just cars that are alive. They're cars from the movie Cars, and then they drive around and may drive towards you. It's insane. But that really is it. You're driving around, taking out other riders. Very simple gameplay, but it feels pretty good. May not look great, but it was fun enough for me and surprising enough. It's always nice, and this is one of the reasons why I really wanted to put out an episode for this, because I want to put out an episode for everything I play, of course, that is in my backlog that I'm playing. But it's nice when I can find something like this that I forgot about. I played it apparently back in 2019. I had a few achievements unlocked for it. But I'm sure a lot of people don't even know this game exists. And when I can play something like this, enjoy my time, and feel like it's worth putting out there and letting people know that maybe you should wait for it to go on sale, because you'll probably be disappointed if you pay full price for it. And I feel like I see this game on sale quite often. It would be great on a Steam Deck or a Switch. I'm not sure if it's on Switch, but it would make a great handheld game given the shortness of runs. It's got a very bite-sized feel to it. But whenever I can find a pleasant surprise, I like to champion it. And this is a pleasant surprise. Again, I've played this now for 6.5 hours or 7 hours. and I want to play more. It's just the same thing. You're just doing these same runs. In your permanent skill tree, there are things that you can upgrade that'll allow you to start your runs at later areas. But I always start at the beginning because that allows me to get more XP during a run. I get through those early areas easier. And I'm just having a good time. I'm going through the same areas. You have your basic type of rundown stretch of road in the first area. Then it's more snowy. In between the first and second area, you do a singular level on top of skyscrapers, which is fun and over the top. I look at this game and I think, man, this is really good, dumb fun. I wonder if part of the appeal, the charm is the 360 era visuals and that feeling of a budget ass game from yesteryear. And if the game looked as nice as Gran Turismo or Forza Horizon or something like that, if it would still be as charming and as enjoyable, if I would look at it, if I would be more critical of it because the production values were high. And I'm more open to it because it's clearly a budget type game. I'm not sure about that. But regardless, I've just been having a really good time with Road Redemption, and I can't recommend it highly enough. If you especially remember Road Rash, enjoyed it, and want some good action, because it's fun. It is fun to smash riders off of their bikes. It's just fun and satisfying. Good, simple fun again. And one of the things that was funny too is the counter system, the blocking system that I referred to. I didn't realize I was in the game until my 4th hour with it, because during my entire first session, because I played it for 3.5 hours straight and then 3 hours the following day, I would only deal with those defensive riders by attaching C4 to them, because I had no idea how to deal with them otherwise. And then during my second session, the game was like, hey, if you press the A button, you can block attacks. Maybe you want to try that. I'm like, you didn't tell me this anytime before. And then it also told me how to attack. I'm like, I already know that, obviously, game. But I don't know why you waited this long to tell me all this stuff. But yeah, that is Road Redemption. So check it out. Next up, Road Rage, which is a similar looking game I want to play now to see how it compares and if it's also going to be a pleasant surprise. But I think I've got something else in the oven to play, which has already been delisted, but the servers will be going down soon. So I figured, what better time to play it than when it still works, because it'll be dead in like a few weeks. But yeah, that will do it for this here episode of Attack the Backlog. Once again, I am Marcus Nez. Y'all can find me pretty much everywhere at PX Sausage. If you enjoy this here show or any of the stuff I do and what have you, you can support me and my nonsense over at patreon.com/PXS. There you can get access to a monthly Q&A, the occasional watch party, some fancy Discord roles, a private Discord channel, and random drops on the Patreon here and there depending on your tier. Or you could just support me if that is your fancy. That is, again, patreon.com/PXS. In addition to the Patreon, you can find links to the site, the YouTube, the Discord, the Twitch, and so much more over at pxsausage.com. But that is it. That is all. As always, thank you for watching or listening. I hope you enjoyed this here episode, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. But for now, adios, arrivederci.
It's go time.